Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I thought I would share with you some tips and tricks to help your toddler not become a picky eater. I know this is something we all struggle with as mothers, so I thought I would share with you the few points that I've learned over the couple of years that I've had Emily, and also the things that I have learned through other people. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the number one rule that I follow is you provide, they decide. Now that is by far like the most important thing and the thing that I do the most. So basically, don't do like toddler meals, don't do special meals, don't do anything like that. You cook your breakfast, lunch and dinner, you know, snacks. You give them, I mean, sometimes give them a choice. Be like, would you like an apple, would you like a banana, something like that. So they get to decide. But especially for main meals, so especially dinner, whatever you make for their family, you put it on the table for them, and if they like it, they'll eat it. If they don't eat it, and that's it. So don't try to like force feed them or anything like that, because they will just resist. If we all know toddlers, they just resist, and they just want their independence. It's the number one rule that I follow, which is you provide, they decide. Number two, what I follow is don't put one food on a pedestal. So don't put sweets or desserts or junk food or whatever it is on a pedestal. Don't say if you eat your peas, then you get your ice cream. Don't say if you eat your like chicken, then you'll get chocolate. Don't say that. Even if you do have dessert, as a family, they get to eat it. If you have cake, if it's birthday party, occasion, just randomly, if you're eating it, then they should be allowed to eat it for no reason. Don't make rules around food as like a reward or anything like that. You know, if they eat the chicken and the peas or whatever you're cooking, they still get their ice cream. If they eat none of it, and they still eat their ice cream. And especially toddlers, they tend to first of all, like, they might eat the ice cream or the cake, and then they will go back to their main meal because they're still hungry. So just don't put any kind of food as a pedestal. Like, food is food. You don't want them to have a bad relationship with food. The third tip with not having a picky eater, or if you basically don't want them to eat something, is basically just don't have it at home, or more likely don't have it while they're awake, while they're with you, etc, etc. If you don't want them to eat hot chips, don't have it at home, or don't make it while they're awake. You know, have it after they sleep, etc. Because if, as I said, if you are having it, they should be allowed to have it. Hard to explain to a toddler like, oh, I'm allowed to have, you know, this food, you're not. They're like, why are you being a hypocrite? Like, mom and dad, am not allowed it, but you're allowed it. Like, you know, if it's not healthy for me, why is it healthy for you? Like, you shouldn't be having it either. So anyway, if there's something in particular you really don't want them to eat, then just don't have it in their eyesight. Don't have it in front of them. Preferably don't have it in the house at all. Number four, I've read somewhere before that it actually takes a toddler about 15 times to try a certain food until they like it. So if they don't like avocados, if they don't like tomatoes, if they don't like chicken, if they don't like whatever it is, you know, don't take no for an answer like straight away. When I say straight away, I don't mean like, as I said, don't force feed them, but that doesn't mean never cook it again. And I have experienced this several times. There's a particular meal that I make that we all love, but initially Emily didn't like it, and that was like chicken stir fry, like noodle stir fry. You would think that she would love it, but the first couple of times that I made it, she literally did not, like, bat an eye, was not interested. Like, she kind of licked it, she, you know, tried to try it, but just did not like it. And for some reason, the third time that I made it, because, you know, I'm not gonna stop making it because we love it, because she doesn't like it, because I do know that it's yummy and it's good for her. It's just like a matter of time till her taste buds, you know, develop. Anyway, and third time, and she ate it, and she actually ate it 2 nights in a row because we had lots of it, and we had it over 2 days, and she loved it. It takes about 15 times for a child to like the food. This is more aimed as well when they're initially like weaning onto food, when you are like initially introducing food, like as a baby. If you try it initially like, avocado. Like she hated avocados initially. I think it's like the texture, it's like a bit mushy, she didn't like it, but then now she loves it. She steals my avocado on toast all the time. So don't give up, just keep on providing, and then they'll decide, and yes, and hopefully one day they'll like it. Tip number 5, provide set meal times. Now I'm not saying like be super restricted, you know, like breakfast 7 a.m. like if you miss it, you miss it, you know, lunch at 12:30, if you miss it, you miss it. I don't mean like that, but I'm saying, you know, right now we're having a meal as a family, and it's like breakfast time 7 a.m. So we got breakfast, we got like our eggs, we got our toast, we got our cereal, whatever you have for breakfast, and you know, we're all eating it, and they just don't want it, which is fine. Don't just keep it lingering all day long. You know, okay, 7 a.m. is breakfast, we keep it there for half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. They don't want it, take it away. And then back at 9 a.m. we have snack time. You give them snack time, they want it. If they're hungry, they'll eat it. If they're not, take it away, etc, etc. So that's what I mean by set meal times. I'm not saying like be on a restricted schedule, but mealtime is mealtime. We don't just like eat willy-nilly all day long. It ties in with my next tip, which is eat as many meals as you can as a family. I know it's really hard like throughout the week because, you know, both the parents are working and the child's like, you know, at daycare, or maybe you're a mom like at home and you have your kids. Like try to eat with your toddler as frequently as possible with them. So breakfast, that's usually like a bit of an easier one to do. You know, you're all like waking up together. Ideally, I mean, if you don't do like shift work or anything like that, then you all have breakfast together. Lunch is the tricky one because that's the time that a lot of people are out of the house. But dinner time, try to eat, you know, as a family, and that really encourages the toddler to eat, because if they see you eating the exact same meal as them and you know it's mealtime, they're curious. If you, I mean, you would have experienced it yourself, you know, imagine if you got your meal and you're sitting down and you know your toddler, first thing they do is that they run to you and their hands are just in your little plate. So just, you know, they'll have the same reaction as well if you're eating together. So, you know, you've got your plate, they've got their plate, and we're all eating together, we're eating the same meals, and they'll definitely be more encouraged. So if you send your kid to like daycare, you'll know that's what they do. They always have mealtime together, like as the kids, and they, for some reason, everyone like asks, why do kids like gobble all their food up at daycare? And that's because they eat together, they're encouraged by their peers, and yeah, they're provided like a meal, set meal times, and once they're done, they're done. Next tip is don't worry about the mess. If they would like to feed themselves, let them feed themselves. This is a developmental milestone and you should be applauding it. You should be so excited that they're actually gonna start feeding themselves and you are not gonna feed them. Now this is providing like you don't do like baby-led weaning from the get-go or something like that. I didn't do baby-led weaning with Emily. We did like the purees and everything like that, and then she learned how to feed herself. Now it can be a little bit painful to watch, like them eating them, but everything in life is practice. It's gonna be like a billion misses before they actually learn how to feed themselves properly, like with a spoon and a fork, and they will get there, and everyone will notice that they can feed themselves from a very early age. The only thing is that you just need to get over the mess and just have in your head, you know what, they're gonna eat and all I have to do is just clean up, you know, and you're gonna get into a little routine of like, okay, wipe the bench, you know, pick up from the floor and then vacuum the floor and you're done, and then give the actual child like a wee wipe. You get into a routine, so don't be afraid of them making a mess, because it's a very good thing that they're teaching themselves how to feed themselves. Overall, just don't put stress on food. If they're hungry, they'll eat. If they're not, they won't eat. So just take it easy, relax. If you're relaxed, your child is relaxed, and honestly do all those things that I mentioned previously, and honestly it will come right. You haven't seen a child that doesn't eat. They won't starve themselves to death, you know, or anything like that. That's not gonna happen. They have obviously inside like instincts to like survive, obviously, so they will want to eat when they're hungry, and they will like at the end eat whatever there is when they're really hungry. So don't worry about it, don't stress, you know, they'll get there. That's it guys for this video. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments down below and I can make more like helpful tips and tricks like that. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe because I upload new videos every single week. And I'll see you next time. Bye!